Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight to celebrate our 2021 Arlene Schnitzer Visual Arts Prize Exhibition and Artist Talk. I am so thrilled to welcome you here. My name is Mariana Ramirez, and I am the director of the Jordan Schnitzer Museum of Art at PSU. And we are so excited to have you here tonight to recognize the importance of this prize and the accomplishments of our winners, Gigi Woolery, Nolan Hansen, and Maria Wendeking. I would also like to extend a special welcome to Jordan Schnitzer and our friends from the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation, the Jordan Schnitzer Family Foundation, and Harsh Investments. Your incredible support and enthusiasm for our hardworking students and programs is the reason we're here tonight. And I hope everyone here also had a chance to look at this fabulous exhibition, Louise Bourgeois, What is the Shape of This Problem?, from the collections of Jordan Schnitzer and his Family Foundation. This exhibition will be on view through December 4th, so please bring your friends back. The Arlene Schnitzer Visual Arts Prize was created in 2013 with a gift from the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation to raise awareness of the quality of art education at PSU and to honor Arlene Schnitzer, a devoted and inspired leader of art and culture in Portland. And since I've arrived in Portland, I have heard so many wonderful things about Arlene, her kind spirit, so many wonderful stories from artists themselves. And one thing that I consistently hear is that she truly, genuinely supported artists, and especially artists that were early in their career when it was such a pivotal point and meaningful for them. The Arlene Schnitzer Visual Arts Prize is an endowed award that ensures that each year, 3 aspiring artists and designers will receive significant recognition and a financial boost as they begin their lives as active, creative practitioners. This is the largest and most prestigious award in the School of Art and Design, and I am pleased to have this year's exhibit in the museum. Thank you, Jordan, for your important vision and investment in arts at PSU. I would now like to invite Liz Charman, Director of the School of Art and Design, to the podium.
Thank you so much for all being here today. This day means a tremendous amount to me also because just the past 2 years we haven't all been able to be together. So I'm so thankful for all of you coming out in the rain and also with everything that we've had happening. So my name is Liz Charman. I'm the director of the School of Art and Design. And I also want to reiterate what Mariana said, which is that we are so incredibly happy to be here that we can honor and celebrate the legacy of Arlene Schnitzer. She was a visionary who understood how important it is to launch young people's careers and to help them find a footing as they move into their art practice as professionals. I'm so incredibly proud of all 3 of you. Nolan, who is actually hiding here in the computer screen. Mary, we will see Nolan soon. And we have actually a paper copy of Nolan. So Nolan, who's there. And then we also have Mary and Gigi. We're so incredibly proud of you. I can't see you right now. Where are you? There you are. Thank you. Okay. We're so incredibly proud of you. And I want you to know that I am also incredibly indebted, of course, to Arlene and Jordan for his vision. And at this moment, we all get to be together, and that you guys get to show your work in this beautiful museum, but also surrounded or ensconced with the legacy of the work of 8 decades of an artist like Louise Bourgeois, who gave so much to contemporary and modern art. And that's those 2 visions coming together, how Jordan saw the world and how Arlene saw the world and how Jordan sees the world. So this is a really beautiful moment for me. I also want to thank my faculty who are here today and my staff and even past staff. You guys have made this an incredible school and a place for us to be and a place to take care of and love and support students. And I think that's what the heart of our school is all about. I also want to thank our jury. We had an incredible jury, an internal jury, which would have been Horia Baboya, who's a professor of art practice, Kate Bingman-Burt, who's here tonight, professor of graphic design, our wonderful Lisa Jarrett, who's here and is going to be leading our panel tonight. We also had Yael Amir, who's a curator and educator, Jordan Hoagman, who's a brand designer at Nike now, and he was the 2013 Arlene Schnitzer prize winner, and he has come back and serves on our jury. We also had Kelsey Snook and our very own Mariana Ramirez and Garima Takour. I just want to thank the jury, thank everybody for being here, and the next thing I'd like to do is ask Jordan to come up and say hello to our winners. Thank you, Jordan.
Well, thanks for all of you being here. I know my mother's looking down and just thrilled that during this tough 18 months we've had, that all of you who are artists, and all of the rest of you too, have not just survived, but you've thrived, as is evident by the fabulous student work that we're about to honor. And I understand there were some amazing runner-ups, that it was a tough, tough time for the jury. So we want to also give a tip of the hat and a nod to thank all those other folks that didn't quite make the top three, but in our minds, they're rocket stars in art too. So with that, we'll start off, and we've often had the winners talk a little bit about things, but since there's going to be an amazing panel discussion that Lisa's going to have in a few minutes, we'll just have them really maybe say a word or two and so forth. So first, we'll start off with the third winner up, Mary Wood-King. And why don't you come on up, please? Oh, there you are. Okay. Well, here, why don't you can say whatever you want and about your magical and mysterious work.
Thank you.
I told her I was going to give her my 45 minutes, so she's prepared for an hour.
Don't worry, don't worry. I will try to keep it short. Well, hello and welcome. My name is Maria Werking, the artist behind the Art of Fairies. 2.5 years have passed since I started my journey here in the United States. That's incredible. Where every day I woke up thinking how surreal it is being here doing what I love. It's amazing thinking how in this short time, a lot of things have moved my world. I have met incredible people, explored more about my career, and found, maybe I will take my mask a little bit, found great opportunities to keep my growth as a professional and artist. I'm here to express how grateful I am for being chosen as one of the prize winners. Thanks to Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation, Arlene Schnitzer for funding this prize, and you, Jordan, for being here on your mother's behalf. I'm super grateful. With your help, I'm exploring new paths in my career. Thanks to you, I could make this possible. Being part of this exhibition has helped me to reach a new stage in my life and to realize how capable I am of doing these marvelous things. So, well, everything here is with hard work and passion, and I'm super grateful to the jury that believed in me, my advisor, Meredith James, that without her help, I will be lost, and my friends who are always here, they are always there for me, and obviously my family, who is cheering me up all the time, doesn't matter if they are far away. Any of this wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you for coming and being part of this amazing day in my life. Thank you.
Books for you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
And her friends Bailey. Where are you, Bailey? I said I'd mention you with the Bailey, her best friend, has the best shoes in the place on. Okay. Yeah, I told you I'd embarrass you. Okay, all right. Oh. Now, Nolan Hansen, the amazing work, the video work there, he is not here, but we want to honor him. And did you say there was some video about him? You're saying some things on his behalf. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, you did? Okay.
I'll get it in just a sec for you.
Nolan, this is for you. Y'all, this is Nolan.
Hi, everybody. Oh, wait, you look amazing, Jordan. Okay, wait, would you like this? You can have, you can do both. Let's make it so no one can see us.
It is my honor to stand here before you as Nolan Hansen. Good evening. My name is Nolan Hansen, and I am a recent graduate of the Art and Social Practice MFA program here at Portland State University, and the recipient of the Arlene Schnitzer Visual Arts Prize. I'm grateful to be here with you all tonight. I'd like to thank Jordan Schnitzer, who I am honored to be introduced to. I'm thankful to the 2021 committee members, Lisa Jarrett, that's me, Yael Amir, Kelsey Snook, Horia Baboya, Garima Takor, Kate Bingham-Burt, Mariana Ramirez, and Jordan Hoagman for their generous consideration of my application. I'd also like to extend my sincere gratitude to the incredible curatorial team at the JSMA, Mariana Ramirez and Kathleen Murney, to fellow award recipients and artists Gigi and Mary and Liz Charman, Allison Hurrier, Lisa Jarrett, Meredith James, and Mary McVeigh, who have supported us along the way. I'd like to share with you all some of the ways that this award has impacted my life as an artist. This prize granted me critical financial stability directly following my graduation and provided me with the opportunity to produce work I wouldn't have otherwise been able to. With the funds from this prize, I produced work for a public art exhibition which features 5 6-foot-tall banners of collaboratively produced portraits of 5 trans boxing participants and is viewable to the public 24 hours a day at Cube Space Gallery in Berkeley, California. The prize also gave me the freedom to reflect with intentionality what I might like to do with the next phase of my life and career. I hadn't anticipated that kind of spaciousness directly following graduation, and looking back, I don't know what I would have done without it. Since graduating, I have been hired as a trainer at the legendary Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, New York, where I train members of trans boxing and work to support the overall inclusion of trans and gender variant people at the gym. The integration within this context, I believe, provides the opportunity to counter dominant beliefs and biases that might otherwise go unexamined or unexplored, and also has the potential to reverberate beyond the gym and into, maybe most importantly, the outside world. I have also been lucky to have been able to continue my engagement with the local art community in Portland through being selected as a performer in a work by Takahiro Yamamoto, The Opacity of Performance, which opens at the Portland Art Museum in January 2022. I'm excited to be back in Portland soon, and I look forward with anticipation to the ways in which I can continue to contribute to the city's rich artistic community in the years to come. Thank you again. Okay.
It's an extraordinary piece, and you're doing amazing work, so we're honored to have you and be a winner here. So congratulations. Now, our first winner, Gigi, it's really, I think, a wonderful compliment that the jury picked her work when her work is on fabric, and you're amidst Louise Bourgeois. She would be just beaming, seeing a young artist probably seeing herself 90 years ago, okay? And so congratulations, and the work is incredible, and it really is, it's a nice tie-in that you are being honored here amidst probably the most important artist who worked on fabric of our time, who burst through a lot of ceilings, a lot of walls that hopefully now you don't have to. So congratulations.
Hello. I'm also going to try and take my mask off.
I asked her if she'd made this elegant mask.
I wish.
Yes.
I wish. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for coming here tonight. I'm Gigi Woolery. We're really honored to be here and have my work shown with Mary and Nolan's. I would like to give my sincere gratitude to the Harold and Arlene Schnitzer Care Foundation and Jordan Schnitzer, who's here with us tonight to represent his family. And he also helped to create this incredible space that we're in right now. And also my thanks to his mother who established this prize. For generations, their family have been patrons of the arts in this city, and I cannot thank them and the jury who selected the winners enough for giving us this opportunity. This prize has given me housing and food security during a really uncertain and vulnerable time. Aside from that, it's also given me the resources to continue making art after I graduated this September. I've been able to work in a scale that I've never attempted before, and it's given me the confidence to pursue other opportunities that I hadn't even considered before. I'm really thrilled to have the opportunity to have my work up in this space, and it's been really amazing getting to work here. Getting to work here at the Jordan Schnitzer Museum of Art. I got to participate in the Weave and Repair exhibit that was over there this past month, and it was really great getting to teach the community and being able to share the weaving equipment that we've been able to acquire. And thank you, Allison, for all the opportunities that you've extended to me. Lastly, I would like to give a really huge thanks to my professors, Allison Hurrier, Lisa Nicole Jarrett, Shelley Sokolovsky, and Alicia Decker for their unwavering support. I transferred here in 2019, and they've done nothing but uplift me and show me grace and help me to believe in myself. So thank you.
Well, wonderful. Now we're in for a treat for Lisa Jarrett and the panel discussion, and I just can't tell you how honored I am to hear this, and I know my mother's heart would just be just beating like crazy, because for our family, it's always been about art in the audience, and to see young people who are seeing hope and dreams through visual arts to speak to all of us about issues confronting us every day. I've said before, for me, waking up without art around me would be waking up without the sun. And I'm indebted to all the artists that I've gotten to know, and we look forward to amazing careers from the three of you and all the runners-up. So thank you all for coming, and Lisa, it's your turn now.
Again, and then ask that Gigi and Mary come up and join up here at the panel. Welcome our panel back up again. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Good evening, everybody. I'm always a little bit awkward with small spaces and a lot of stuff, but it's my honor and pleasure to be here with all three of these incredible artists. I couldn't be, I don't know, you just made me cry, so did you. Nolan did. It was hard to read your statement without tearing up. And what we've really begun to love to do. Nolan, would you like to face the audience? I don't know. It's weird. I kind of want to look at you, but maybe you want to see the panelists. That would be better. You need to see your crew. Okay. Well, I'll show you. Here's Nolan. Hello. And Jordan, can you see okay that way? Is that okay? And can you all see as well? Okay. So the goal of tonight's panel is to really give a little bit of insight into the work of these incredible artists at all different places in their careers, hoping that we can hear just a little bit more about their work and what inspires them, and potentially just kind of have a conversation together, the four of us, about what really ignites us and what is special about art in our lives. Jordan, Arlene, your mom was actually such an inspiration to me as well. And one of the things that she always did at these receptions or in events following them would be to walk with the artists through their work, and she just asked the best questions. And she was such an inspiration to me as a person new to Portland in 2013, because what I learned was that without her, we really wouldn't have an art ecology here at all in many ways, and I think that sort of gets missed. And so to fast forward to the moment and the time that we're in, and to work with these young folks as artists and as collaborators and as co-conspirators, Nolan, I'm looking at you, has been a complete honor. So it's not really about me tonight, it's really about you. And I would love to maybe start with a question that just says, you know, what is it about art that moved you, maybe from a young age? Like, what are some of your early experiences around art that have stayed with you all throughout this time? Mary, would you like to start?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You can move your mics, and we
Okay.
can share mics, yep.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody again for being here. And well, about the question, I could tell that one of the things that moved me when I was little was watching a lot of anime. Yes, like I grew up watching a lot of cartoons and animations, all way on the TV. My mom was like, "It's enough," but I was like, "No, I love this. I love this." So first was just watching them. Later was just drawing them. I start memorizing how they move, how the characters wear, or the clothing or their style. So I was so attracted by this whole work that I just started drawing and drawing again. So instead of just paying attention to my math class, I was drawing a lot of characters on my notebooks. So, and I think that after that, I just was like, okay, what kind of career have these kind of things? I want to pursue my passion. But as I told before, I'm from Colombia, and in Colombia, it's kind of difficult to be an artist. And my mom was like, I don't know, I don't think that an artist is like a great future for you here. So why don't you take a safety path? And I was like, okay, I will pay attention to you. And I started as a graphic design in a college in my city. But after my brother moved here, I was like, do you know, I think that my city is not enough. Let's try new things. So I was like, okay, ooh, Portland sounds fantastic. So I transferred here, and I have been learning so much since I transferred here almost 2 years, well, 2 years and a half ago. And I want to keep learning and keep doing a lot of things. So yes, I think that I got a little bit far with my answer, but
It was lovely. It was a
Thank
perfect answer. I think it took us like along a trajectory or a story. And when I look at your work and when I was looking at your application with the jury, those things also really stood out and were present in the work. And I think, thank you very much.
thank you so much.
Yes. Do you mind if I try Nolan? Because I want to test my sound. Hey, Nolan, check, mic check. Oh, no. Okay. I got to reset the speaker. Gigi, while I do that, do you want to respond to the question?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I kind of have a similar answer. I also had an older sibling that just indoctrinated me with anime, and
That's the safety.
that was the gateway into art. And I guess it also was just kind of like the only thing that I ever knew. I think, like as early as I can remember, that was like the thing that I wanted to do, was draw on everything. Much to my parents' dismay. But yeah, I think it's really the only thing I've ever been good at. So I've just stuck with it.
All right.
Come down.
Come down and come hang out with us if y'all want to. We've got plenty of room. So Nolan, same question to you, and I think my volume's back up on the speaker. Can you talk us sort of about like where you started with art? And I know your work is maybe not in the same arena as drawing or painting with a project like transboxing, but we'd love to hear about sort of maybe, you know, that story for you.
Sure. Just want to see if my sound's okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, great to see all of you. Thanks for coming, first of all. And I also just want to welcome into this space my collaborator, Kamani Jacobs, who did a lot of the filming for the video that's on display in the gallery tonight. So Kamani's in the space. Hopefully he can participate in the conversation later. And to answer your question, Lisa, Gigi and Maria, it was great to hear your answers. And yeah, for me, I think like from a young age, art just sort of like represented possibility. Like, oh, you can kind of make things exist that don't already exist, or you can take things that exist and put them together in a new way. And that was really exciting for me, especially, you know, like if I felt limited in some way, I thought, oh, okay, here's this realm in which, you know, I don't have to be limited, and I don't have to kind of like follow rules necessarily that are kind of set up by somebody else. And that's a spirit I've tried to carry on in any project that I do, whether it's like more conventional studio-based work or socially engaged work. Yeah, so I mean, I think for me, with some of my socially engaged projects, it's the same kind of gesture, it's the same kind of impulse that I was using when I was making more conventional studio-based work.
Okay. Thanks, Nolan. Maybe that's a nice, like, sort of jumping off point, like the work that you made for this show, or the work that we're able to see in the museum here tonight. Could you tell us a secret about it?
A secret about it?
Yeah, I want to know a secret.
Sure. Well, I'll say, I guess I'll say that it was just sort of like, what's a secret I could tell you about the work that I don't keep a lot of secrets, but I don't know. Kamani, do you have any secrets about the work?
That's a good question. About the work we did?
Yeah. Or maybe this could be a moment, Kamani, for you to just say sort of like what your experience was working on the project. What do you think, Lisa? Does that sound good?
Sure, I think that would be great. I just want to make sure I don't have, yes, we can hear Kamani via audio, but not video, and I just don't want to make too many adjustments. So yes, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. Kamani, welcome. Thank you for being here as a collaborator.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I wasn't prepared to be speaking, but of course,
No pressure.
Thank you all for coming and, celebrating and congratulating my friend here on him winning this competition. I'm not sure we really had so much a secret, but I guess if any secret, it was my first time editing something like that or doing anything even close to that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that, it's being celebrated just at all, it's truly an honor and a complete pleasure to see it, just to be out there and for people to enjoy it in whatever way they're taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And the experience overall, I think, was very collaborative. It was a lot of, conversating with each other about, like, what we wanted it to be and the kind of audience we wanted it to reach. And just, just for it to be useful to people. And me personally, I'm in the same, arena as Nolan. We met through boxing, and we're both, artists. So I think that overall, I'm really glad that people are enjoying it, because that's the kind of art that I really love. It's just the kind that is completely focused on, providing something for people to enjoy or to be entertained or to learn something from.
Thank you so much. I think that's actually a perfect kind of segue. I do want to hear secrets, like maybe things we don't know just by looking. No pressure. But this notion of, like, who do you hope the work will reach? What do you want the work to do in the world? It came up in both of your submissions. I know you a little better than I knew you, Mary, so I know some of Gigi's motivations, but I think it would be really lovely for people to hear from you. Maybe what's something we don't get from experiencing the work directly, and then maybe what do you hope the work can do in the world?
Well,
Me or Nolan?
And Nolan.
Oh, I think actually is that for us, Lisa?
No, this is for other folks, sorry.
No, that's,
Thank you.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, or, thank you.
well, if we can start with a secret, one of the secrets is like, this is my first time printing something that big. I'm a digital artist. I'm a digital artist. So for me, it was so weird at first to just think about dimensions. And actually, another secret is, for me, it was so weird to think about dimensions and inches and foot because I use centimeters and meters. So that was crazy. That was super crazy. And about the art, if I want, what you said that what I want to do or reach?
What do you hope the work does in the world, right? Like, who do you want to reach? Who's the audience you're most interested in with your work?
Okay, thank you. Well, I have kind of a selfish desire. I don't know if that's a good saying, but I kind of being known. Like, I always want that people see my art and says, oh, this is her. So I always try to do that. Or I want that those art pieces tell that story. That, oh, this is that girl, that she's doing these kind of things. And she started watching anime in her childhood. But now, wow, she's printing in 24 by 36 inches her art. So well, I think that's it. I want to express that to everybody.
Thank you. Gigi, what do you think? Because I heard you mention some things too about scale in your sort of acceptance speech. You know, you talked about doing some different things with this work, and I'd love to hear what you think. Also, secrets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I really have any juicy secrets.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this work is kind of a really big departure from what I had been making previously. I mean, in our class together, in Vertical Lab, I think I had kind of been floundering, trying to figure out like what my voice was. So once I had like the resources to make something like this, that I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of like flying by the seat of my pants, trying to figure it out. And I feel like it does communicate what I have been trying to communicate. And
Which is?
oh, Lisa. Yeah, I mean, I guess there had been like this really tender story that I had been reading at the time called The Black Sheep by Margarita, Aguero. And it's a kind of chronicling this woman's experience being a woman and going back to her aunt's funeral and kind of coming to terms with like her disillusionment with her family, figuring out that her aunt had been raped as a child and sent away to a convent, and kind of figuring out those family mysteries and getting her anger out, and yeah, kind of feeling just like this rage with having to be composed. So yeah, I felt a lot of rage while I was making that rust painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to follow on with that, what is it that when you think about that, the sort of channeling rage through your work, using other stories that also relate to things that you feel deeply, what do you hope this work can do for viewers? Do you have thoughts around that?
Yeah, I guess I don't know that people will pull that same story that I'm experiencing when making it or looking back on it, but I hope that people can get something from it, just that in the fact that it's different than what they might expect to see. I'm drawing a blank.
No, that's great. Not all questions I realize have easy answers, but there's just things I'm really curious about in all of your work. One thing that just sort of has come up also in the acceptance of the award is just the oh my goodness, I guess the immense need of support for developing artists to be able to realize different things about their practice that they otherwise would not have been able to do. I was struck when I read Nolan's speech in preparation. I was struck by it in both of the comments that each of you shared. And I'm wondering if you could share a little bit more about that with people here, like the difference between being supported and unsupported.
and what kinds of support are the most valuable to you at this stage of your careers. And Nolan, maybe I'll bounce back to you on that first, and then we'll just kind of open it up.
Sure. Thanks, Lisa. I want to just reiterate, how immensely helpful this award was. And I think that, within the arts, I have been lucky enough to have been connected with some really insanely generous people, Lisa being one of them, Harold Fletcher being another, some folks at, where I'm at in New York City who have more experience than me and who have shared their resources generously with me and their time and their energy. So I think in addition to financial support, which is, can't be denied, is obviously crucial. I think that I've been really supported by people who have, just shared their resources as part of the way they work. And I think that for me, that's something that I try to do in my own practice, and something that, like an ethic that I think is all too rare within arts communities, especially hyper-competitive kind of, it's hyper-competitive because we are, under-resourced in general. But yeah, so I would say that, that's something that I'm really grateful for, and I continue to benefit from a lot of, the support that I get from people in my life, and also non-artists, who are in my life just like supporting me. My twin is like a big support, just like people that kind of are maybe not always seen or credited, but have, nonetheless been a part of my ability to make work. And yeah, I would say that. And, I think too, this prize is really unique because it does, uniquely support emerging artists. And I think that, that's the thing. It's really difficult as a young artist to find opportunities to just be like supported to do your work, right? And, it's kind of like this cycle. You need to be supported so you can make work. But then if you don't, if you're not supported, you can't make work, you can't kind of build your portfolio up and kind of enter into a more competitive sphere with, grant applications and fellowships and things like that. So I think that this is provides a really pivotal opportunity for folks who are lucky enough to receive the award.
Yeah, I really respond to that, sort of the combination of financial support at an emerging state, but also that the resources that come from our community that are non-monetary really matter. How do you feel about that, Mary or Gigi? Either one.
Well, I think about two types of support.
Okay.
The first one is the emotional support. As an artist, we deal a lot with imposter syndrome, I can tell. And sometimes having these kind of things happening, like the prize, and people that believe in you and help you to create these amazing things and art pieces, because I'm here for a lot of people. I'm not here alone by myself. I'm here because a lot of people help me in my path. And this emotional support for me is so important. And about the financial, well, it's important too. As an international student, I can totally tell that being an international student is not easy. And it's not easy being an international student who is an artist. So the monetary support helps a lot too. And without the financial help, I can't even think about being here or doing these art pieces printed. So that's incredible, and I'm super grateful for all for believing me.
Thank you. Gigi, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I guess when I think of the support that I've gotten here at PSU, it's like such a stark contrast to my previous experience with art school. I had gone to CalArts before, and I just felt like it was made really clear to me by the people there that if I couldn't support myself financially, that I just didn't belong there. And as soon as I came here, I felt like Allison and Lisa really just kind of scooped me up and I don't know, just really gassed me up, I guess. Yeah, I mean, aside from just like the really extensive financial support that I've received from this institution in general during my education here, the support that I've received from Allison specifically in kind of helping me to not only build my confidence in my industry, but also just like really holding my hand and like training me and like meeting with me every week and like making sure that I have the support I need. I think it's like I'm like really indebted to you, Allison. Love you.
I love this question because, not just because it brings up all of the, the people and the years and the time and the work, but like the different ways that people are part of our practice, even when that's not evident and maybe in the work that we get to see when we come to an exhibition. But in a way it is, For me, when I look at your work, for example, Gigi, I just think back, I cast myself back through all of the projects of yours I've seen in process, in the studio, different stages, different things you've tried. I mean, there have been so many really beautiful things. And then, Mary, with your work, to see even just from the beginning of the application process to what's here in the museum, I mean, it's just incredible. From your framing decisions, your installation choices, and then the deep heart message that's part of your work. Nolan, same with you. I mean, I've been seeing your work for a long time as part of this larger project Transboxing, but the way that this particular film exists in this space, I think just gives us a whole different way of thinking about how we might move through the world. So this notion of the embodied, which I think is incredibly relevant to the Louise Bourgeois show as well, as Jordan mentioned earlier. And so there's so many things that, to me, support for artists is something that I really try to prioritize in my own work. And I love to know just what that support has actually looked like for you in really specific terms. But I also really just love talking to artists about how they think about other artists. And in this case, we've got 3 fantastic artists, 4 if you count me. But we're only talking about your work today. Yeah, you knew that was coming. If you know me at all, modesty is maybe not my thing. But anyway, I would love to know if you could ask each other anything. Like sort of, we've been through these group meetings together. There have been planning meetings. We've all been in this process together. If you could ask each other anything, either about the work that's here or about your practices more broadly, like what would you ask? What would you want to know? Pretend we're just in a room. Don't look. Don't look. And you can pick anybody, whoever you want to talk to here. We could like round robin it. It could be about like, why did you decide to show this way, this scale? What about your titling? Do the colors matter? Does identity play into your work? I think for each of you in different ways, I've seen that emerge, but in very different ways. So yeah, if you wanted to ask a question of your fellow artists here, what would you ask? Nolan, I'm gonna ask you to open that up if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I think that I would ask, Marie, I'm curious where you see yourself beginning your career, like where in the world, do you see yourself establishing yourself further here in Portland or, returning back to Colombia or going somewhere else? And Gigi, I'm curious, actually the same question to you as well, where you see yourself developing your practice as you, finish your, wrap up your degree and go on.
Well, thank you, Nolan, for your questions. Well, going for the first one, I'm thinking about that a lot because I will be done by winter term, 2022. Yes, 22. I was thinking about getting an OPT here. As an international student, I'm allowed to work in 1 year here. So I was thinking about try to give my best shot and get a really good company where I can make illustrations and keep working more as an illustration instead of just branding or graphic design. this is my first thought, and I would love to keep doing exhibitions because I don't know, I appreciate this. So this attention is pretty nice. So I don't know. I think that this will be the first of so many. So
Amazing.
and after that, after my OPT, I don't know. Like I will go where the wind is flowing. I'm not sure yet.
That's beautiful. That's great. I don't think this is the last of the, spotlight you're going to get.
Hope not.
Gigi, what do you think? Where's your next place? I love that question for you.
Well, I've grown up in Portland, and I feel like a land ethic and really being loyal to where has like raised me and like fostered me is really important to me right now. I'm considering getting my master's certificate here in sustainable food systems. And I don't really know where that will take me, but I just know that it's something that I'm interested in. And I'm also curious, I know that you just finished getting your master's here and you're currently teaching boxing, but I'm curious how your master's in social art practice is going to contribute, like going forward with that. Like, are you looking into other teaching opportunities?
Yeah. Thanks for answering the question, and thanks for asking one in return. I'm really looking forward to hopefully teaching, like, in higher ed. I think just starting out, I wanted to just get my footing a little bit and give myself a little freedom, but I'll be looking into different teaching positions. But I don't think it's any surprise to anybody that adjunct teaching can be a little bit of a dice game. So I wanted to have something that I could do for money, regardless of what the hiring situation is like in schools. So, but I really like to teach, and I hope I'll be able to again someday soon. Yeah. But I do, I feel lucky because I get to teach boxing, and it's actually pretty. To me, it kind of feels like spiritually, emotionally, kind of similar to like teaching in a classroom. So it's different, but I like working with people. So if I'm able to do that, I feel happy.
Okay, so this is one of those questions that I'm hesitant to ask, but I'm going to anyway. Because I was having a conversation in a class earlier, actually just before I got here. I was Zooming on the call while I was driving to this. And so I'm like listening to my class have a conversation, and sort of the underlying thing that was happening, it wasn't the direct conversation, but it was the indirect one, was this question about why art matters at all. And I would just really love to hear, and we were noticing, we listened, we had 2 artist presentations in class today, a student presented, lots of great things to think about. But I'd love to know generationally, because that was coming up too, like how things shift over generations in terms of what it means to be an artist or a maker, depending on how you define being an artist. Why does art matter to you?
I always take the lead.
Please.
Well, in my opinion, I think that art matters because it changes perceptions. So, example, in this new generation, we have a lot of technologies, right? And that technology helps artists to create new kind of things. Example, I watch a lot of YouTubers and a lot of content on internet, and I always impressed how all the technologies help them to create new kind of pieces. So, example, we have the VR. With the VR, you can reach amazing things, and that helps to create more curiosity, to help more people to be interested in artists. Like, I started, example, watching cartoons just in my TV, but today, just a little kid is watching these amazing people creating VR things, or just creating exhibitions on all these amazing artistic things. So that wakes the curiosity and the idea of, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I want to do something like that. So we will have more artists in the future, and artists will be less not the best career to choose, and more like, okay, this is an awesome path to reach and to keep doing in my life.
Yeah, I think this is a question that I've really struggled with for the past several years. I mean, like, Lisa knows, as I've been like in her office hours crying about wanting to drop out of school. Glad I didn't do that. I just graduated in September.
Congratulations. You did it. I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, since about, I want to say like 2016, I think that was something that a lot of artists struggled with. Like, if things are so horrible and stark, like, what's the point of me making something pretty? Like, it's not going to change anything, or at least that's kind of like the thought that I would often have. And I guess there was this book that I read by Beth Pickens called Your Art Will Save Your Life. And it kind of convinced me that, like, yeah, maybe I'm not good at doing math or like civil engineering or like preventing the Pacific Northwest from flooding and falling off of a tectonic plate. But like, if you had to go 30 days without listening to music or seeing something beautiful, like, I don't think anybody here would have the will to live. So I think it's really imperative that we continue to use the talent that we have to make things that make it worth being here.
Gigi. Nolan, can you save me from crying in public, please?
No, but you'll do it here, you'll do it tomorrow, so, you know, but I can try to help. Let's see, so why art? I mean, I think for me, like, it was just, you know, I totally, like, co-sign what Gigi and Mary said, and I think for me, it was just, like, nothing else, like, no field or category ever, like, fit or made sense. I just felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do anywhere else. And for a while, I didn't know if what I was doing was art, but I also didn't know what else to call it. So I think that the label of art really, you know, just, it allows me to do these things that I want to do that are, like, unconventional, and, you know, I can also engage people in, like, ideas that I might not otherwise have a context to explore those ideas in. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, I guess maybe it's not romantic or something. I just kind of feel like it wasn't really a choice. It's kind of like, okay, well, this is, I guess, like, I don't know. I just never really felt like there was another option, which sounds really weird, but because, like, I know it's not most people's go-to. But yeah, like, I mean, I used to think about being a social worker or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. I guess when I started going to school, it was like, well, I got to figure out how to do this because I just didn't see anywhere else that I could go.
I resonate with that a lot too. You know, art has always given me a sense of freedom, or at least the perception that I had more choice, maybe in my life than I did. And engaging in that, like, sort of activating that, always made me feel incredibly safe in a way that other aspects of my life maybe didn't offer me. And so that's why it's like, even though it's like kind of an awkward, big, broad question, I actually love to ask it, because when I mean, very seriously, when I hear what you're thinking, it comes from such a genuine place. And to me, that's very much true to each of y'all's art practices as well. Like, the deep, genuine nature of your work, I think, is what stood out to the jury and committee when we were you know, evaluating amongst a group of other incredibly amazing artists. I'm incredibly proud that Portland State has been a fruitful and supportive place for each of you. I've seen you go through really, really great leaps. I've seen you really push yourself. I've just, all of you, right? And I think it's incredibly hard to do that. It's incredibly hard to do it when we've lived through the past 18 or 20 months that we've lived through on top of all of that. And I want to thank each of you for staying committed to your work, because that has also helped me and my colleagues in this community stay committed to our work. So there's an exchange there. I would love to just sort of extend the invitation to everybody here to please approach. You won't be able to approach Nolan because I will close the computer soon, but you can touch the poster or go watch the video, and I would love you to see the spatula that I taped this poster to, because this is what artists actually do. We're scrappy, right? But I invite everybody here to take the time to have a minute with any of these amazing humans, spend some time with their work, read their statements. They put a lot of time and energy into this, and we couldn't be more proud to host their work here at the Jordan Schnitzer Museum of Art, which, thank you, Jordan, for supporting this new space, which we have needed, as you know, so desperately for so long. And the work that you get to be alongside, I think, is absolutely incredible. I mean, I wish I could say I had a show with Louise Bourgeois, but you can, so that's okay too. Like, I'll, vicariously through. So I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to come out, one of these new events. And last but not least, can we actually just actually cheer for these artists? Like, congratulations and thank you. Thank you, Nolan. I'm going to turn it back over to Mariana, who's going to give some closing remarks. Thanks, everybody.
Well, everyone, first, thank you, Nolan. I would love to say I am so proud to work at Portland State University, and I would just love for us to all give a round of applause to our amazing faculty, who I was brought to tears hearing some of the stories. Yeah, I am so proud to work with Lisa Jarrett, Liz Charman as well, who helped us pull all this together tonight. Meredith James, as well as Allison Harrier, and I know many, many other faculty who have brought in as much time and effort with our students, and I'm so proud to be a part of this amazing school. I would also like to thank my staff, Kathleen Murney, who worked with the students to get their work on to install their works, as well as Derek Franklin, Echo Monetti, and our entire JSMA staff. So thank you all so much. I'm so grateful to be a part of this team. And lastly, thank you all for joining us, and I'd like to welcome you all back here on Thursday, January 20th for the opening of our Black Lives Matter Artist Grant Exhibition. We are so excited to also support 20 artists through Jordan Schnitzer's generous grant. We will see 20 of our local artists that are creating work within the Black Lives Matter movement here in the space, both floors. So come back Thursday, January 20th, and have a safe and wonderful holiday. Thank you.